One, two, three, let's switch this up. Hey, spin on my coupe with a top, bragging along, he up in the stars. He know I don't fuck with me, now he come cause he wants some top.
Hello everyone, this is Sahara and welcome to my YouTube channel. On this video, I'm gonna be teaching you how I transform these pants into this ruched dress. This dress is really cute and super comfortable because it's stretchy. You need a stretchy pants on making this one. In case you wanna make one of this ruched dress, just keep on watching. Grab the pants that you want to upcycle, and the first thing that you need to do is to detach the waistband. So here I'm gonna cut a small hole in order for me to easily detach it or to easily cut it out. You can also seam rip it, but I chose to cut it because it's easier. Now that it's detached already, just set it aside because you're gonna need it for later. Here I am cutting along the seam and the crotch area in order to have two fabrics, and now that I have two fabrics, I also need to cut this area along the seam to rip it open. That's it. I'm just cutting and ta-da! And this fabric is really stretchy. You really need a stretchy fabric for this design. After that, you need to cut along the seam again in order to break the fabric into two. And now that you have two fabrics, you're gonna need to do the same thing on the other one, and ta-da! You have four fabrics already. In order for me to have rectangular pieces, I just grab my ruler and draw a straight line along the curvy area and just cut that curvy part. Do the same thing on the other remaining three pieces, and now you have four rectangular pieces. Take the narrower or the smaller fabrics because we got trust issues here. So yeah, take one piece and fold it into half. Pin the edges together just like this. Here I'm marking 3 inches all over the fabric and just connect the dots in order to form a straight line, and after that just cut along the mark, and boom, you now have a perfect rectangular fabric. Take it and place it on top of the other, then make it as a pattern. Cut the excess fabric. Make sure to follow along the pattern. You can use pins so that it won't move. I decided to cut the hem to avoid bulkiness, but you can also seam rip it if you want your fabric to be longer. Now you have perfect rectangular fabrics, so set that aside and then grab the wider pieces, the two wider pieces. Take one piece, fold it into half, pin it together just like the other one, and here I realized that it's almost perfectly shaped, so I just did a little finishing by cutting this out, and also the edges like the excess fabric. And don't forget also to cut the hem part. Do the same thing on the other one. Make this as a pattern, cut the excess fabric, and now you have two equally shaped pieces. Out of the four pieces, take one narrower or smaller fabric and then a wider one. Put one on top of the other. It should be right sides facing each other, and then after you pin it, sew it together. Always leave half an inch seam allowance just like this. Do the same process on the other remaining two pieces. Just do the same process, but always remember to sew it alternately, which means you have the narrower or the smaller one, then next the wider one, the smaller one and then the wider one. Since we have two smaller and two wider fabrics. After sewing all the pieces together, I wear it to check the fit and I mark how long I want my dress to be. Take an elastic, measure and cut it using the mark as guide. As for me, I want my dress to be 21 inches long, so I need to cut an elastic that is 21 inches too. You need 4 pieces of elastic with the same length because the dress has 4 seams. Just flip your dress inside out, and as you can see, here is the seam. I just take one and I pin it on top of the dress and the other end on the bottom part. The elastic should be distributed equally by stretching it. First, you need to stitch this part so it would be easier for you to stretch the elastic when sewing and it won't come off because it's already attached on the top part. Here, I'm just stretching my elastic and sewing it on the fabric. So you just need to stretch it and sew it until the elastic is fully distributed or fully sewn on the fabric. After sewing the elastic, the fabric should look like this. It's really pretty. Take the remaining 3 elastics and follow the same steps. Now that everything is sewn together, you need to hem it in order to achieve a cleaner look. In hemming, you need to fold the fabric 2 times to get a cleaner look of it. Just like this, and pin everything together so that it's ready for sewing. So you gotta hem the top part and the bottom part of the dress. Once you are done hemming and pinning it, it's time to sew it. Then, ta-da! The dress is almost done, so the next thing you're gonna do is to put a curvy neckline. First, you need to find the center by folding it. So here I am marking where I want the ruching to start in order for me to achieve that curvy neckline. On this part, you need to hand stitch it so it would be easier for you to scrunch the fabric. Scrunch the fabric just like this. Yeah, you just have to scrunch it. When you are satisfied on how it looks, just stitch it together. After that, just sew it on the machine. Since the neckline is done already, let's move on the last part. So it's the strap making or attaching a strap. Take the waistband and cut it into half. Cut the sides also to open it up. And then after that, you need to seam rip it so the elastic and the fabric will be detached from each other. Once you are done seam ripping it, you should cut the fabric or the strip into half. On making the strap, you just need to fold both sides just like this, and after that, fold it into half. Then sew together the open edges. Just do the same thing. Just fold both sides and then fold it into half, then sew it until you finished it. Your strap should look like this, and then you need to cut it into half. Pin the straps in the right places. It should be pinned along the seams just like this one. After that, insert the O-ring. Pin the straps at the back also. Again, it should be along the seam line, or along the line where the ruching is. Then, just sew everything. Taran! And now you have a ruched dress from the pants that you have upcycled. This dress is really cute. Make yours now! That would be all. And now you have a ruched dress from the pants that you've upcycled. Hope that you learned something from this video. If meron kayong suggestions, questions, or feedbacks about this video, just comment down below and I will read each one of those. And also, if you want me to recreate a certain design, just comment down and I will gladly film a tutorial on how to make it. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Spin on my coupe with a top, bragging along, he up in the stars.